I've just finished watching The Sand Pebbles. Came out in 1966. It's epic length. It took them 6.5 months in Hong Kong and Taiwan to film this 2-hour, 55-minute film. Almost 3 hours long. Had an intermission in the middle, like Blood In, Blood Out. So anyway, what it is, this film, I've never really come across it before, but I picked it up cheap the other day. It looked interesting. And sure enough, it was a very good movie. It's a slice of 1926 Chinese life. When they made this movie, it was only 40 years later, which is quite soon after. It is now 92 years later. Boy, the sands of time really do pass, don't they? Steve McQueen and Candice Bergen, living in better times. They're past. And Richard Attenborough. Very good performance from Richard Attenborough. Mr. Jurassic Park. You know, he died in an old folks' home not long ago, around the corner from me in North London. Says a lot about his brother. Anyway, this film, The Sand Pebbles. It's a straight story, told straight. In 1966, I think that's Mako there from Conan the Barbarian. And also Lo Pan is in it as well, from Big Trouble in Little China. Richard Crenna. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I say, it's a straight story told straight. It shows all angles of it. It shows the imperialism of the British Empire and American and their poppy opium pushing control and etc. and how the Chinese didn't like it. And they were trying to break free from it in those times, and that was the revolution time for China to bring itself together again after having been battered in the 1800s by the West. Told straight, you know, no lies. It's a good film. Now we move forward 52 years later, and let's see what the Zionist media, I mean, it still was the Zionist media then, you had all the Jewish surnames in this as well, of course, but let's see what the Zionist media are doing nowadays. New movie, as I've shown you before, but let's have another look.
Yes, my brother, I am Greek by birth, and I have Greek blood running through my veins. But my heart is Persian.
The Jewish Eva Green, starring in an all-Zionist dehumanization movie. And notice it was her brother, divide and conquer of the family, quite literally, divide his head from his body and then kiss his lips, his severed head. This is what you got, and children are going to be watching this. This is what is coming out nowadays. Blumhouse's Truth or Dare. Blumhouse. Bloom. German, Yiddish. Blumhouse. This is what they're coming out with.
This works. Only Jim decides.
Break Olivia's hand.
You have to do it.
Look, as pissed as I am at you right now, there's no way I'm gonna break your hand.
Well, you don't really have a choice. God, just do it.
Mutilate the Goyim. Now, Slender Man. Watch how she sticks this through her eye. Right. Children are going to be watching this movie. Are you beginning to understand the difference between now and then? An old work colleague of mine said to me, "May you live in interesting times," which means may you live in times of war. Well, we certainly do. He was meaning it in a joking way, because he was a good friend, but, yeah, psychological warfare. That's what you're experiencing. It's a far cry from the Sand Pebbles of 1966. Gee whiz. There's your bird. So also Monarch stuff as well. Bird in a cage, isn't it? MK Ultra.